The room was silent. The only sound was the slow beeping of a heart monitor, weak and fading. On the bed lay an alien warrior, her silver skin pale, her breathing shallow. She had been strong, once stronger than any in her clan. But now she looked small, broken. Around her stood 3 alien doctors, their faces tight with worry. Their long fingers tapped glowing screens, scanning every organ inside her body. The scans told the same story. Damage beyond repair. Finally, the eldest doctor spoke, his voice cold and final. "She will not survive," he said. "The wounds are too deep. Her organs are failing. Even our best nanotech cannot fix this." Her father, the war chief, lowered his head. His powerful shoulders shook. The clan warriors who stood behind him clenched their fists but said nothing. Warriors did not cry. But tonight, every eye burned. With tears, the eldest doctor turned off the screen. "Prepare the rites," he said. "Say your last words. She has 1 hour? Maybe less." The alien warrior stirred. Her eyelids fluttered open, revealing violet eyes filled with pain. Her lips moved, and a faint whisper escaped. "Father, am I dying?" The war chief knelt beside her and held her trembling hand. "No," he lied, his voice breaking. "You will be fine." But everyone knew the truth. This was the end. Or so they thought. Because at that moment, the door opened with a loud hiss. Everyone turned. A figure stepped inside tall, wearing a white coat, carrying a small black case. He was not one of them. He was human. The eldest doctor frowned. "What is this? Who allowed a human here?" The man ignored the question. His boots clicked against the metal floor as he walked straight to the bed. He looked down at the alien woman, then back at her father. His eyes were sharp, his face calm but firm. "My name is Dr. Alex Carter," he said, "and I'm here to save her." The room erupted with voices. "Impossible," one doctor snapped. "She's beyond saving." Another shouted, "You don't understand alien physiology." But Alex didn't flinch. He placed his case on the table, opened it, and pulled out strange tools none of them had seen before. Silver instruments, tiny vials, a set of holographic gloves that shimmered like light. The war chief stepped forward, his massive frame casting a shadow over Alex. "Human," he growled, "I will not allow you to harm her." Alex looked up, his voice calm but full of steel. "Harm her?" he said. "If I do nothing, she dies. You have already given up." "But I haven't." "Not yet," the alien doctor sneered. "You cannot change what is written in biology. Our medicine is thousands of years ahead of yours. If we cannot save her, you certainly cannot." Alex's lips curved into a thin smile. "Maybe you've forgotten what it means to fight for life." He glanced at the dying warrior. "I haven't." For a moment, silence hung in the air like a blade. Then the war chief spoke, his voice heavy with despair. "You truly believe you can save her?" "I don't believe in impossible," Alex replied. Those words struck like a spark in the darkness. The alien warrior's violet eyes moved toward him. Her breath was shallow, her voice almost gone. "Why? Why would you risk this?" She whispered. Alex leaned close, his face softening. "Because everyone deserves a chance, even when the galaxy says no." Her lips curved into the faintest smile. Then her eyes closed again. Alex turned to the doctors. "I need access to her medical scans. All of them. Now." The eldest doctor shook his head. "You will fail. And when you do, the blame will fall on you." Alex's voice was firm. "Then I'll take that blame. But I will not let her die without a fight." Reluctantly, the doctors stepped aside. The screens lit up, showing complex alien anatomy. Organs pulsed in colors humans were never meant to see. Alex studied the data with sharp eyes, his mind racing. Different biology, different systems, but patterns. Patterns he could work with. He reached for his instruments, his voice calm but commanding. Clear the room. Everyone out. Now, the war chief hesitated. Why? Because, Alex said, pulling on his glowing gloves. This is going to get messy. The doors hissed shut as the last alien left. Alone with his patient, Alex looked down at her fragile body. Her pulse was fading fast. He took a deep breath. All right, he murmured. Time to do the impossible. He pressed his hand to her chest, feeling the faint heartbeat under cold skin. His fingers trembled, not with fear, but with determination. He opened his case, powered up the tools, and began to work. Outside, the alien doctors whispered to each other. He'll fail, one said. Humans always fail. But inside that room, one human refused to believe that Dot and the fight to change the impossible had just begun. Asterisk, the room was quiet now, except for the soft hum of alien machines. Behind the closed doors, Dr. Alex Carter stood over the alien warrior, his hands moving fast. Every second counted. Her pulse was still weak, her breathing shallow, but there was something, just enough life left to fight for. He worked quickly, studying the glowing scans hovering in the air. Alien organs were like nothing he had seen before, layered and strange. Membranes, powered by energy pulses instead of chemical reactions. To most humans, this would look like chaos. To Alex, it was a puzzle. And puzzles could be solved. All right, he muttered under his breath. If I can stabilize the energy flow first, maybe the organs will respond. He reached into his black case and pulled out something small, a silver injector filled with a clear fluid. This wasn't alien medicine. It wasn't even legal on half the human colonies. But Alex didn't care about rules right now. He cared about saving her. The door slid open behind him with a sharp hiss. Alex didn't turn. He didn't have time, but a cold voice filled the room. You should stop, human. It was the eldest alien doctor, tall and robed, his silver skin glowing faintly under the sterile lights. His dark eyes burned with judgment. Behind him stood two guards, armed with plasma rifles. You've already broken our laws, the doctor sighed. You cannot mix human and alien science. If you continue, the council will execute you. Alex didn't even look up. His voice was steady. Then I'll die after I save her. The alien doctor stepped closer, anger flashing across his face. You think your primitive methods can succeed where our greatest minds have failed? This is arrogance. Alex finally turned to him, his hands still working. His brown eyes were sharp as steel. No, he said quietly. This is hope, something you seem to have forgotten. For a moment, the alien doctor froze. Then he turned, sharply, his voice rising. Guards, restrain him. The guards stepped forward, but before they could touch Alex, a weak voice spoke from the bed. Stop, please. Everyone turned. The alien warrior's eyes were half open now, glowing faint violet in the dim light. She was struggling to breathe, but her gaze was fixed on Alex. Let him try. She whispered. The guards hesitated. The alien doctor's jaw tightened. You don't understand. I understand, Alex cut in. His tone was calm but firm. If you stop me now, she dies. If you let me finish, she might live. That's all that matters. The alien doctor glared at him for a long moment. Then, with a bitter hiss, he signaled the guards to stand down. You have one chance, human, he said coldly. One chance. Alex nodded, already turning back to his work. Good, he said, because that's all I need. He picked up another tool, a thin silver wand that glowed with blue light. As he moved it over her chest, holographic diagrams lit up in the air. The alien doctor stared, confused. "What are you doing?" Alex didn't look up. "Your medicine focuses on repairing tissue. But her organs aren't just damaged. They're shutting down because their energy pathways collapsed. I'm rebuilding those pathways." "That's impossible," the alien doctor snapped. Alex smiled faintly. "So was flying once. So was curing cancer. Until humans did it." The alien doctor fell silent. Alex inserted the silver injector into a vein glowing faintly under her skin. The fluid entered her bloodstream, shimmering like liquid light. Instantly, the monitor spiked. Her body convulsed, and alarms filled the room. "She's crashing." One of the alien assistants shouted. Alex didn't panic. His hands moved faster. "Come on," he whispered. "Stay with me." Her breathing turned ragged, her pulse chaotic. For one terrible second, the line on the monitor went flat. The alien doctor smirked. "It's over." Alex slammed his hand on the table and grabbed another vial, injecting it directly into her heart. "Not yet," he growled. "Not on my watch." The room fell silent. Then beep. A single sound. The monitor flickered. Another beep. And another. Her heart was beating again. Alex let out a breath, his shoulders sagging with relief. "Good girl," he murmured. The alien doctor stared in shock. How did you do that?" Alex looked up at him, his eyes blazing with quiet fire. "I didn't do it alone," he said softly. "She fought too." But even as he spoke, the monitors warned of new dangers. Her body was alive, but unstable. The hardest part was still ahead. Alex clenched his fists. "I'm not done yet," he whispered. Outside, whispers spread like wildfire. "The human doctor is defying every law of alien medicine." Some called it madness. Others called it hope. And in that sterile room, under the cold lights, Alex Carter prepared for the next battle. Because saving her was just the beginning. Asterisk. The operating room was filled with a strange mix of silence and alarm. Machines beeped in warning, and lights flickered as if the station itself was holding its breath. On the table lay the alien warrior, her skin glowing faintly, her body trembling. As if fighting an unseen war. Dr. Alex Carter didn't blink. He had been in war zones. He had saved soldiers with half their bodies gone. But this was something else. Every move he made was a fight against the clock, against alien biology, against every law of science known to the galaxy. He whispered under his breath, almost like a prayer. "Come on, stay with me." Her vitals were unstable. One wrong move, and her organs would collapse for good. Her blood was already reacting to the human serum flashing like silver fire inside her veins. It was both beautiful and terrifying. Then the door slid open. Alex didn't look up, but he felt the shift in the air. Heavy boots. Authority. "You are under arrest, human." It was the voice of a soldier, cold, commanding. Two alien guards stormed inside with weapons raised, their armor gleaming. Behind them, the eldest alien doctor walked in with a face like carved stone. "Enough," the doctor said. "You've done enough damage. Step away from her, now." Alex didn't stop. His hands moved faster, opening a sealed vial filled with glowing blue nanits. The liquid shimmered like a living star. "If I stop now," Alex said without looking at them, "she dies. And if that's what you want, you'll have to shoot me." The guard's finger hovered over the trigger. For a heartbeat, it seemed they might fire. Then a weak sound broke the tension, a whisper, soft but clear. "Don't stop." Everyone froze. The alien warrior had spoken. Her eyes were half open, glowing with a faint light, fixed on Alex. "Don't stop," she whispered again. Guards hesitated. The eldest doctor hissed in anger, but said nothing. Alex didn't waste a second. He injected the nanites into her bloodstream. Got immediately. The monitor screamed. Her body convulsed violently, and the machines around the bed flickered like dying stars. She's crashing. Someone shouted. Alex gritted his teeth, sweat dripping down his forehead. No, no, no. Come on. Hold it together. He activated the holographic gloves, their blue light wrapping around his hands like fire. With precise movements, he guided the nanites through her body, patching torn organs, rebuilding shattered energy pathways. But then disaster. Her heart stopped. Monitor went flat. No, Alex roared. His hands flew across the table, grabbing a shock device. He placed it on her chest and fired. Her body jerked, but the line stayed flat. Again. He shocked her a second time. Nothing. A third. Nothing. The alien doctor smirked, his voice dripping with venom. You see, human? Life is not yours. To command. Alex's jaw clenched. He looked at the warrior's pale face, her lips blue, her eyes closed. Something inside him snapped. No, he growled. I'm not losing you. He did something insane, something no human or alien had ever done. He disconnected the machines and pressed his own hands on her chest, forcing the nanites with raw energy from the gloves. Blue sparks lit the air. For a moment, it looked like magic. Then dash beep. One soft sound, then another. Her heart was beating again. Alex sagged forward, gasping, his arms trembling. He had done it. She was alive. But when? He looked at her. He froze. Her body wasn't the same anymore. Her skin glowed faintly with blue veins. Her breathing was stronger, steadier than before. Her pulse fast, too fast. The alien doctor's voice shook. What have you done? Alex stared at the warrior, his face pale. I saved her, he said. But deep inside, he wasn't sure. If he had also changed her. The guards didn't move. They looked at the warrior with fear. Outside the glass walls, whispers spread like wildfire. The human doctor defied alien science. He broke the rules of life itself. But Alex didn't hear them. He leaned close to the warrior, his voice soft. You're going to be okay, he said. You have to be. Her eyes fluttered open for a brief second. And in a weak voice, she whispered something that sent a chill down his spine. It feels different. Then her eyes closed. Again, and Alex realized this was only the beginning of something much bigger, something that might shake the entire galaxy. Asterisk, the lights in the room glowed softly now. The alarms were silent. The alien warrior was alive, but not the same. Dr. Alex Carter stood beside her bed, his hands still trembling. Hours had passed since the impossible surgery. He had fought like a madman, breaking every law of alien medicine. He had saved her life. But something about her was different. Her skin shimmered faintly, like silver laced with blue fire. Her veins glowed in soft pulses. The monitors showed perfect vitals, too perfect. Her heartbeat was stronger than it should be, her cells repairing faster than even alien tech allowed. Alex stared at the data in shock. This isn't normal, he whispered. The door slid open. Heavy footsteps echoed as the alien wore. Chief entered, his towering frame casting a shadow across the room. His eyes locked on his daughter alive, breathing. For a second, his hard face softened. Relief flooded his features. You did it, he said in a low voice. You saved her. Alex nodded slowly. Yes, but there's something you need to know. Before he could speak, the eldest alien doctor stormed in, anger blazing in his dark eyes. You fool, he spat. Do you know what you've done? Alex turned, his voice sharp. I saved her life. The alien doctor slammed his hand on the table, making the instruments shake. You didn't just save her. You changed her. Look at her. They all turned. The warrior's eyes were open now, but they weren't violet anymore. They glowed bright silver, burning with an energy no alien had ever seen. She sat up slowly, moving with unnatural grace. The tubes connected to her fell away like they meant nothing. Alex reached out. "Easy," he said softly. "You need rest." But she didn't look weak anymore. She looked powerful. Her muscles tensed, her breathing steady, her aura almost radiant. "What do you feel?" Alex asked. She looked down at her glowing hands, then back at him. Her voice was calm but heavy with something new. "Different," she said. "Stronger." The alien doctor hissed in horror. "She is no longer one of us. She is something else. A hybrid of human and alien. Your reckless act has created a weapon." Alex clenched his fists. "She's not a weapon. She's alive. That's all that matters." The alien doctor turned to the war chief. "Your daughter is tainted. She cannot stay among us. The council will demand her exile." The war chief's jaw tightened. His eyes darkened with rage, but also fear. If the council sees her like this, they will kill her. The warrior looked at her father, then at Alex. For a moment, her glowing eyes softened. "They will kill him too," she said quietly. Alex froze. "What?" The alien doctor smirked. "You broke every law. You altered her biology with forbidden's tech. You combined human science with alien life. That is a crime punishable by death." Alex's pulse quickened. He didn't care about himself, but the thought of them killing her after everything he had done? Unthinkable. "They'll have to go through me first," he said, his voice cold. The alien doctor sneered. "Then prepare to die, human." As if on cue, the alarms outside blared. Red lights flashed across the corridor. Heavy footsteps approached. The council guards were coming. Alex turned to the warrior. "We need to leave. Now." The war chief's voice thundered. "If you run, you will be hunted across the stars." Alex gave him a hard look. Better hunted than dead. The warrior slid off the bed, moving like a shadow. Her steps were silent, her body radiating strength. She looked at Alex and said one thing, something that made his chest tighten. "I trust you." Outside, the sound of metal doors unlocking filled the air. Guards were seconds away. Alex grabbed his medical case, his heart pounding. "Then let's make history," he whispered. The doors blew open. Armed guards stormed in, weapons raised. The alien doctor shouted, "Seize them both!" But before the guards could fire, the warrior raised her hand. A burst of energy exploded from her palm, slamming the guards back into the walls like rag dolls. The air shook with power. Alex stared at her in shock. "What was that?" She turned to him, her glowing eyes calm, her voice like steel. "Life. At a price," she said softly. And then, without another word, she grabbed his hand, and they ran. The alarm screamed through the halls like a living beast. Red lights flashed across the walls, warning the entire station. The council guards were already spreading through every level, searching for two fugitives, a human doctor and an alien warrior who should have been dead. Dr. Alex Carter ran, his heart pounding. His boots slammed against the metal floor, each step echoing through the empty corridor. Behind him, the alien warrior moved silently, her bare feet gliding like a shadow. She didn't stumble. She didn't breathe hard. She was faster than him, now faster than she should be. Alex threw a glance over his shoulder. "You okay?" He whispered. Her glowing silver eyes met his, calm but fierce. "I'm better than okay," she said softly. That scared him more than the alarms. They turned a corner and froze. Two guards blocked the passage, weapons raised, armor glowing with power. Don't move. One shouted. Alex raised his hands, trying to stall. Wait, listen. But the warrior didn't wait. She moved like lightning, a blur of silver and blue. Before Alex could blink, both guards were on the ground, their weapons shattered, their armor cracked open like shells. She turned back to him, her voice quiet. Go. Asterisk. Alex stared for a second, stunned. She had taken out 2 armed soldiers without breaking a sweat. Whatever he had done in that surgery, it wasn't just healing. It had created something else, something powerful. They reached the docking bay. Doors just as more alarms blared. A cold voice came through the speakers. Attention. Human Alex Carter and subject Zara are wanted for crimes against the Council. Kill on sight. Alex cursed under his breath. He slammed his ID card against the scanner, but the doors didn't open. The system was locked down. They've sealed the bay, he said, panic rising in his chest. Footsteps thundered from behind. More guards were coming. Heavy weapons hummed with energy. Stand aside, human. A voice roared. You cannot win this. Alex clenched his fists. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't a fighter. He was just a doctor. But then he felt a hand on his shoulder. Move, Zara said. Before he could speak, she stepped past him. Her silver eyes glowed like twin suns. She pressed her palm against the sealed doors. For a second, nothing happened. Then the metal began to shake. Sparks exploded as energy surged from her hand, crawling across the steel like lightning. With a deafening crash, the doors tore open, metal twisting like paper. Beyond them lay the cold dark of space and a single small ship waiting on the deck. Alex stared in disbelief. How did you? She didn't answer. She grabbed his wrist and pulled him forward. Go! They sprinted toward the ship, the sound of weapons charging behind them. A plasma bolt streaked past Alex's head, scorching the wall. Another. Hit his case, melting part of it. He gritted his teeth and pushed harder. They reached the ramp just as the guards opened fire. Alex dove inside the cockpit, slamming his hands on the controls. The ship roared to life, engines screaming as blue light filled the bay. Zara stood at the ramp, blocking the fire with something Alex couldn't even understand, a shield of pure energy, glowing around her like a second skin. Bullets and plasma. Bolts hit it and vanished like smoke. Close the ramp. Alex shouted. She jumped inside just as the ramp sealed shut. The ship blasted out of the bay like a bullet, smashing through the station's force field and vanishing into the black sea of stars. For a few seconds, there was only silence, the endless hum of the engines, the cold breath of space. Alex collapsed. Into the pilot's chair, his chest heaving. He looked at her. She stood there, calm and unshaken, her glowing eyes watching the stars. She didn't look like someone who had almost died hours ago. She looked like something new. What? Are you now? Alex whispered. She turned slowly, her expression unreadable. I don't know, she said softly. Then her voice hardened. But I feel like I could tear a planet apart. Alex swallowed hard. That wasn't what he wanted to hear. Before he could answer, an alarm on the dashboard beeped. His heart sank when he saw the readings. Oh no, Zara frowned. What is it? Alex turned to her, his face pale. Your vitals. They're spiking out of control. Whatever power you're using, it's burning you alive from the inside. 4. The first time, fear flickered in her glowing eyes. Can you stop it? She asked quietly. Alex gripped the controls so hard his knuckles turned white. I don't know, he whispered. But if I don't, you won't just die this time. You might take half a planet with you. A cockpit fell silent. And in the darkness of space, the fight to save her life began all over again. Asterisk the stars. Outside the cockpit looked calm. But inside the ship, chaos ruled. Alarms blared. Red warning lights painted Alex's face as he stared at the monitor. Zaira's vitals were flashing like a storm energy spikes, tearing through her body at impossible levels. He slammed his fist on the console. Damn it, it's accelerating. Behind him, Zaira sat slumped against the wall. Her glowing veins pulsed brighter now, the light crawling under her skin like molten fire. Sweat dripped down her silver forehead. Her breath came in shallow gasps. Alex! Her voice was soft, broken. Am I dying again? He turned to her, forcing a calm smile he didn't feel. No, not if I can help it. But inside, panic clawed at him. She wasn't just dying. Her body was building energy faster than her cells could hold. If that energy burst, it wouldn't just kill her. It could vaporize everything around her. The ship's sensors beeped again, making his heart stop. He looked at the radar. Oh no. Zaira's eyes opened weakly. What now? Alex's jaw clenched. They've found us. 2 war cruisers. 5 minutes out. Her head fell back against the wall. A weak laugh escaped her lips. Looks like this is the end. No, Alex said sharply, spinning his chair toward the medical station. Not yet. Not while I'm breathing. He opened the black case, his last tools, his last chance. Inside were tiny vials, a portable scanner, and one device that no human doctor should ever use, a DNA sequencer designed for genetic rewrites. He hesitated only a second. Then he grabbed it. You're going to hate this, he muttered. Zaira lifted her head, her silver eyes glowing brighter than ever. What are you doing? Buying us time, Alex said. Your body's rejecting the changes because it doesn't know what it is anymore. Human tech and alien biology aren't meant to mix, so I'm going to force them to. By rewriting your core code. Her eyes widened. That's forbiddens. He gave a sharp laugh. You think I care about laws right now? The ship shook violently as something exploded outside. One of the cruisers had opened fire. The hull groaned. Lights flickered. Alex pulled on his glowing gloves, connected the sequencer to her bloodstream, and started the override. Holograms filled the air spirals of DNA, flashing with warnings. Zaira gritted her teeth as the machine hummed. What happens if this fails? Alex didn't look up. His voice was calm, but his hands were shaking. Then we both die. Maybe the whole system with us. For a long second, there was only the sound of the machine working, the hum of the engines, and the pounding of Alex's heart. He was rewriting her biology line by line, forcing her cells to stabilize, binding human enzymes with alien energy. Cores, the ship shook again harder this time. A blast ripped through the outer hull. The oxygen warning blared. Alex. Her voice was faint now. Leave me. Save yourself. He looked at her sharply, anger flashing in his eyes. Not happening. You hear me? You're not just a patient anymore. You're someone worth saving. Her glowing eyes softened. For the first time, her lips curved in a small, tired smile. You sound like a fool. Yeah, he said with a smirk. But I'm your fool. The sequencer beeped. The rewrite was complete. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, boom. Energy burst out of her body like a shockwave, slamming into the walls. Lights shattered. The ship groaned. Alex shielded his face, praying he hadn't just killed them both. When the light faded, he looked up slowly. Zaira was sitting, up straight. Her breathing was steady. Her veins no longer glowed out of control. They pulsed softly, like a heartbeat. Alex's shoulders sagged in relief. It worked. Then the radar screamed. The cruisers were right behind them. Weapons. Locked. Alex cursed. No time to celebrate. We need an escape plan. But before he could finish, Zara stood. Her silver eyes burned like stars. She walked to the cockpit and placed her hand on the control console. "What are you doing?" Alex shouted. Her voice was calm, almost cold. "Ending this." The entire ship vibrated as the energy inside her flowed into the engines. The lights turned white hot. Alex stared in disbelief as the reading shot past the red line. "You can't. You'll kill yourself," he yelled. She looked at him over her shoulder. Her voice was soft but firm. "I'm not dying today, Alex. Not after you gave me a second life." And then the ship vanished in a burst of light faster than any drive in the galaxy had ever gone. Behind them, the cruisers fired into empty space. They were gone, but Alex knew this wasn't over. Because when Zara turned to face him, there was something in her eyes that made his heart stop. Something powerful, dangerous, and unstoppable. The stars stretched endlessly outside the viewport. The ship drifted silently in deep space, hidden in a sector no one dared enter. Alex sat in the pilot's chair, staring at his hands. They were steady now, but only because he forced them to be. Inside, he felt like a storm. He had done the impossible. Twice, he had broken every law of alien medicine, rewritten biology, and escaped death more times than he could count. But now, as he looked at Zara standing by the viewport, he wondered if saving her had also created something the galaxy wasn't ready for. She stood tall, her silver skin glowing faintly, her eyes like molten stars. There was no weakness in her now, only power. The kind of power that could change everything. Finally, she spoke. Her voice was calm, almost too calm. "They'll come for us." Alex leaned back, rubbing his tired eyes. "Yeah, they'll send fleets, armies, maybe even bounty hunters. We broke every rule they had." Zara turned to face him, her expression unreadable. "No," she said softly. "You broke their rules. I broke their limits." Her words hit him like a blade. He stood slowly, facing her. "Tell me something, Zara. Do you feel like yourself? Or something else?" She walked closer, her gaze never leaving his. "I don't know what I am anymore," she admitted. "Part of me feels alive, strong, like nothing can hurt me. But another part," her voice faltered, "another part is scared, because if they fear me, they'll burn entire worlds to erase me." Alex swallowed hard. "Then we make them stop fearing you." She tilted her head. "How?" He stepped closer, his voice steady. "By showing them what hope looks like." Before she could answer, the ship's sensors beeped. Alex's heart sank. He ran to the console and froze. Hundreds of signals. Ships, war cruisers, carriers. The entire alien fleet had found them. The stars outside were no longer empty. They burned with the glow of enemy engines. Zara walked to the viewport, her silver eyes reflecting the light of 1,000 weapons. "They'll kill us both," she said quietly. Alex stared at her, then at the ships outside. And in that moment, something inside him snapped into place. Fear vanished. Doubt vanished. All that remained was resolve. "Not if I tell them the truth," he said. Before Zara could stop him, Alex activated the ship's broadcast system. A blue holographic light filled the cockpit as he sent a signal to every enemy ship in range. "This is Dr. Alex Carter of Earth." His voice boomed across the fleet. "You think I'm a criminal because I saved a life. You think I broke your laws because I refused to let someone die. If that makes me guilty, then fine. I'm guilty. But know this." He turned toward Zara, her eyes locked on his, wide and shining. "I didn't just save her. I gave her back something you've all forgotten. A chance. A chance to live. A chance to fight for more than rules and pride. You fear her because she's different. Because she's stronger now. But she is not your enemy. She's proof that together, humans and aliens can do the impossible. The fleet didn't fire. Not yet. Silence filled the void. Alex's voice dropped lower, sharper. You want to kill us? Do it, but understand this. If you kill us today, you kill the future. You kill hope. The silence stretched for endless seconds. Then a single voice crackled through the combs. Deep, powerful. The voice of the High Chancellor. Human, it said. Return to stand trial. Refuse, and we will burn your world. Alex felt Zara's hand on his shoulder. He looked back at her and froze. Her eyes weren't angry. They weren't afraid. They burned with something else. Resolve. She stepped forward, her voice cutting through the silence like a blade. No, she said. You will not burn his world. Because if you try, I will stop you. The fleet stirred. Weapons charged. But then, something happened that no one expected. Zara raised her hand, and the stars bent. Energy surged from her like a tidal wave, rippling across space, slamming into the fleet without firing a single shot. The warships shuddered, shields cracking, weapons failing. Not destroyed, not dead, just powerless. The voice of the Chancellor returned, but now it shook with something no one had ever heard from him before. Fear. What are you? Zara lowered her hand slowly. Her voice was calm. Alive, because of a human who refused to give up. Alex stared at her, his chest tight, his heart pounding. She turned to him then, her silver eyes softening. You gave me life, she whispered. Now I will protect yours, no matter what. The fleet drifted in silence, powerless before one woman who should have been dead. And somewhere in that endless night, a legend was born. They would speak of it for centuries. The day a human doctor defied the galaxy and changed it forever. The end.